Okay, hi guys. So today we'll be doing the OXOB SSH task, and it's a very simple and interesting task, and it talks about system um, logging into a server. So you'll be given a server in this particular project. You'll have been given one, and instead of using your username and password to log in into the server, you'll be using SSH to log in into the server, and it's a very secure way to encrypt and then enter your server without using password to limit the risk of hacking into your server and all that. So do yourself well by reading some of the materials, watch the videos. It might take some time to understand, but definitely you get hold of it. So you can just start with this crash course, and then start from the top. Okay, I think with that you would have a lot of idea about it. If you want me to make a detailed video like explaining the basic concept, I have it sketched out on my pad here. So I can share that with you and it will help you a lot, right? I need your comment for me to actually do that video because it's gonna take a lot of my time, but I'll make it very short and simple and you would love it and understand it like ABC. Okay. So anyway, let's go into today's task. And then it says you should man SSH, keygen, and env. And these are the things that you should do: how to create a SSH RSA key, how to connect to a host. The advantage of using this is more portable compared to this. And I think that's all for now. Think that's all for now. So we are back to this side. So we've been given a server here. Let me reload this page to see. I think we're supposed to have been given a server here. So let me reload it. Okay, it's loading. Okay, so let's go down. Yeah, so what's going on? Okay, we've been given a server here. Let me see. Actions, ask for a server. You can just click on ask for a server. So if you don't have this ask for a server here, so it's probably because you haven't done you haven't created an SSH keygen, which is the public and private key. So you would see a link at the top here. So click on it to do that task, and yeah, with that you would be able to ask for a server. So now we've asked for a server and it's still pending, is it? Action. Okay, hopefully. So the server we've been given a username. We've been given a username and an IP address. Okay, so we have this task. So let's just go ahead and start the task. So the first thing we'll do is we'll create this directory in our engineering DevOps repo, and I'll copy that. I'll make directory this, and I'll cd into that directory. So I'm in that directory already. Sorry. Then first I will create my readme. So let me just echo this into my readme.md. So I have my readme file. So the next thing is I'll create this, and then I would let's use vi or emacs. Let's use emacs and let's create that. So I've created this. So I'm opening it with Emacs. I don't know if I have Emacs saved. I don't have Emacs installed yet. So let me just use VI since VI comes with Unix operating system. Okay, what's going on? Don't I have, yeah, VI comes with it. So let me just use VI. So probably in the next task I would have installed Emacs. I don't want that to waste our time. So write a bash script that uses SSH. So definitely we would want to make our interpreter bash, but more portable. So we say user binary env and then bash. So this will make our bash script portable. Then this should be the comment. And what do we want to write? A bash script that uses SSH. So a bash script that will use SSH to connect to your server using the private key this and the user name this. So we can just copy this. For this, I think it doesn't matter how long it is, but you might want to shorten that, and that's okay. Let me just put space here. I love putting space there. So now we want to use SSH to connect to a server, and we want that server to use this private key because normally when you are connecting to a server, you want to log in to a server. When you create your SSH key, you have a private key and a public key. Both are automatically on your local system. That's on this your let's say Ubuntu for example. But for you to connect to your server, you need to put the public key on your server, right? And then they can both connect by using the private key and public key. One public key on your server, private key on your local computer, and then they can create a tunnel with that, and then they can communicate with each other, interpret whatever they are saying, and restrict from being hacked, right? So basically that's it. Now it's not telling you that um the private key, so you can have more than one private key. For example, you could create so many keygen, right? So you could have more than one private key. So you're not telling that, okay, I want you to use this exact private key. So this private key would have its own public key, so it will connect to that public key. You get? So that's what we're doing here. So to do that, normally we'll just say if we want to connect, probably there's one private key on our computer. We'll say SSH, and then we would say the Ubuntu. That's the name of the um, username of our server, and then the IP address at IP address. That's what we would do normally. Okay, so this is what we'll do normally. So now it's going to defaultly pick the default um, private key on our system. But now probably we have more than one, and then we want it to use that specific one. So we'll use the dash I option. So the dash I option makes it specify which private key to use. So we'll just put this and then put the path to that private key. Okay, so put the path and then space. With this we are good to go. So I'll escape this, and then okay, so that's that. So when I do ls, I have it. Let me just because we are supposed to execute it though, so I'll change the mode to 75540. What's going on? Okay, good. So I have this. So we can do shell. Oh, I don't know if I have shell check installed. I think I do. So shell check. So it says we don't have issues with the shell script that I just wrote, and then I think we should be good. You cannot use dash L, so we use dash I, which is good. Only use SSH single character flag. Okay, you do not need to handle case in the case of a private key protected by passphrase. So like you said, if we've connected and there's the private key has a passphrase, we'll have to input our passphrase. But they've already said we should not mind that, so I think this should work. So basically, we want to, if we execute it, because we don't have that that key gen for this part, this private key there, it won't work. it won't work. But probably in the next task, we're going to create that and then we use it to connect. So one in identified not acceptable. Can you see? Not such directly. Are you sure you want to continue connection? Let's try yes. One in permanently added to the list of known hosts. Okay. I'm definitely I'm so certain it won't work. So let's just okay, it actually worked. Let's see. So do I have that on my system? I'm trying to see. As you can see, we have web O1 connected to. So I wasn't expecting that to work. Um, ls cd to the root and ls. Maybe because my system is connected, it might have it probably. Uh, anyway, it's connecting. So let me just go back to home and then what do I do? Let me exit from the server. Okay, we exit. So let me see what is inside my to see if that private key is in my home directory. So I'll cd into my home directory on my local system. I'll do la to list hidden file. So I'll cd into .ssh and then do ls. So known host. But I don't have this where is it .school/school. But anyway, let's just hope that's okay. Let me just get cd back to um ALX system OXOB. So we are back there. So let me git add everything, git commit message and say bugs one, and then sorry, as you see, task one, and then git push. What's going on? What's going on? Git. Okay, branch is ahead. So git push now. So it's task git push. Let's see if it's correct. I'm still trying to figure out how that private key actually works because I don't have it there and it worked. Anyway, yeah. So basically that's it. I don't know, maybe defaultly because it didn't have um the .school and it used the other one. Though I didn't have time to read the messages I got and why I still continued. Maybe it said it didn't have it and it will use whatever it had before, and I said yes to it, and then that's why it connected. So anyway, I didn't know that's it. Okay, so this one we want to create a new SSH key now, right? So we'll copy this and then vi this shebang user binary env bash, right? And then it says create a RSA page. So to create RSA, we can just say normally I'll just say SSH dash key gen, and this one will create RSA key pair for me. I could do dash TRSA, but if I don't do dash TRSA, it will still create the RSA type because there are so many crypto, what's it called, crypto something, crypto gen or something, I can't remember. So there are so many ways to uh, create SSH keys, key pair. So RSA is a type. There's I think DSA, and there are other types as well. So these are the different types we have. So so I could do the dash T RSA or omit it. So defaultly it would do the dash T RSA for us. Anyway, so because RSA when you do SSA key gen, it will create the private key in a 2000 I think 48 bytes. It's always 2048 bytes. So you can specify the amount of bytes you want it to be. So it says name of the created private key must be school. So the private school now must be school. That's what we did in the first task where the private school was school. Now we are creating it. So I wasn't expecting that one to work actually. I was expecting to work after we've done this. But anyway, we are creating a private key now that has um, school as its name. So and then the number of bits created should be 4096. So to do or number of bytes, we do dash B option and we do the 4096. This one will create the SSH key chain of bytes 4096 compared to the default that will create 2048. Okay, so name of the created, so we could now specify the name directly. Yeah, and then the name it should be dash F, and that one the name is school, and then the passphrase. So for passphrase we use the dash N option, which is dash N, and then we call it 13. Okay, so this is basically what we would do. So before I exit, let me remove this one because I don't know what I can use to offend ALX. So 7551 git add one git commit test it git push. So we'll do that and then we'll check if our code is right. So it's correct, and then we'll go to the next one. So on going to the next one, it says, so let me just copy this one. So of the SSH config. So there's an a config file called SSH config in the home directory uh, of our local machine here, and there's an SSH daemon config file in the etc SSH folder of our server, which we can do some SSH configuration. So now we want to do SSH configuration here, and it says that we should your machine is has an SSH configuration file for the local SSH client. Let's configure it to our needs so that you can connect to a server without typing a password. Share your SSH client configuration in your answer file. Requirement: your SSH client configuration must be confirmed to use private key. This your SSH must confirm to refuse. So we need to configure our SSH that it should not be able to use password to log in. You should only be able to use what's it called? We should only be able to use SSH to log in. So we should do our SSH config file. Um, so you say your machine has an SSH for the local SSH client. Let's configure it to our needs so that you can connect to a server without typing a password. So we need to make it connect to server without passing typing password. Share your SSH client configuration in your answer file. Okay, so So we are to share the configuration, what will be inside in our answer file. So to do that, we could just say what will be inside would be um, so we have host, and I will say all hosts, and then there should be a space here. Let's just give it like four space, and then I'll say password. You might be wondering where I found this from the second the third material in this. You would see this there, and you just give it a value of no, that is um should it authenticate with password, then there might be yes before, then just turn it to no. And then there's a part here as well in the SSH config file. Then you see identity file. Okay, so identity file is which um, private key is it authenticating with. Then we'll just put um, this guy over here. Then we'll put it there. So that's it. And then so add that and config file. So we have that. So let's hope it worked. So it worked. So we'll go to the next one. And then now that you successfully connected to your server, we would like to join the party. Add the SSH public key below to your server so that we can connect using Ubuntu. So ALX want to connect. They've already created public and private keys. So their private keys on their system. So they want you to put this public key on your server so they can connect to your server as well. So I think that's just it. So we'll copy this and then we have to log into our server. But there's a way to automatically log into our server. I could try that and see. It's going to be an added advantage to you. I think I wrote that down when I was reading again for this the configuration. Okay, I think I found something like that. So we'll go to cd. Let me go to my home, and then I would cd into my SSH, and then ls, and then so let me just create a config file. Okay, so inside this config file I'll have my host, and I'll say the host name is web01. Okay, so then I'll say host, I'm giving that host web owner 01, and then the host name is Ubuntu, or my domain rather, my I want to get my IP address. So the configuration is like this. Copy, paste, yes, and then the next one is what port. It connects at port 22 most times. So let me just see. 22. I don't know if I'm supposed to put double space. And then the user, this port, let me make it capital P. User, just to align everything, I will say the user is Ubuntu. Okay, so let me just do SSH web 01. I've already put the Ubuntu as, you understand this, and then I'll just use this web 01 to finish up the task. So let me cd, and let me just do SSH web 01. Let's see if it will connect. So it connects. So good. So we can do that as well, and it will automatically connect when you specify the name. So the name is Web01, that's why I use Web01 for it. So we could do that and then we connect. So you can copy this and then I'll put it in my, let's seed into our SSH folder, and then I want to put it in authorized key. So I'll do sudo vi authorized key. If I don't put the sudo, I might not be able to save and quit that line. So we have the, this is our own public key that ALX has helped us to, so I'll come to the new line. They've helped us to configure on it. So I'll just paste it straight one line, and so I think that's it. And I hope I have not SSH. Okay, I think it starts from here. Okay, so let's exit and save and continue, and then exit. So I've put that there, and that will be all for this. And then let's check it if they can log in to our server. I think this might take time because they will configure it in the way that the system will try to log in, and if it's logged in successfully, then it checks. If it can't, then it refuses. So it might take time for it to start loading and trying to log in our server. So let's see. So while that one is loading, let me open the advanced task and start it. So it's still loading, I guess. Okay, so it's completed. So we're good. So now let's go to the advanced puppet task. So for this one, I would copy it. So we did puppet in the one of our last previous tasks. So if you haven't seen the video, you can check the video out over here. And yeah, so it will help you a lot. And let's get started. To do this one, we'll go back to our ALX system OXOB, and then I'll open the file. So it has to be a script, right? So shebang. Puppet is configuration management, so it's just to help us automate what we'll be doing on our server. Okay, so we'll do user binary env and bash. Okay, so and then we'll comment what we want to do. So let's practice using Puppet to make changes to our configuration file. So once we make changes to our configuration file using Puppet, so make changes to config file using Puppet. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So just as in the previous configuration file task, we would like you to set up your client SSH configuration file so that you can connect to a server without typing password. So we want to connect without typing password. Requirement: your SSH configuration must use the private key disk, and then must be configured to refuse this. So just what we've done before, configure it to log in with who, and also to refuse password authentication. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll see there's a file that we have. Let me put a space here and say file, and Puppet will have our braces. Let me put that down here, and then there's going to be quote here and then a colon, right? So inside the space, because it's a file, we could just give it a name and say the parts inside, or we could just specify the parts here as well. So if I specify the path, I will say configuration is majorly in the daemon SSH, in the etc SSH, on a remote on a server. So etc ssh underscore config. So this is the file in which we want to edit. Okay, so we come here, give it a tab, and then we want to ensure that the file is present. Okay, so we'll have this, and then we'll have present, and then majorly is a good idea to end it with a comma, because you might be adding some more things to it and forget to add the comma for the last one. Okay, so there's something we want as file line, that is inside the file. There are some lines that we want to actually do some changes to. So the first thing is, let me come down a bit, and then we'll say this file line, and then I'll give it a name. Okay, so this name will not take effect from it, like it doesn't affect it, so we'll just give it any name. So I'll say this one is, its job is to turn off the password authentication. Okay, so to turn off password authentication, I'll give it a space here, and then I'll say the path, right, which I was specifying before, and then I will say the path should now be this comma, and then let me put space here, and then I'll say etc ssh underscore config. Okay, so we'll have that as a path, and then we want a particular line, and then space, and then this, and then comma, and then what is the line? The line is password authentication. Okay, password authentication, and then once we see password authentication, we should set it to no. Okay, we want this line to be inside that file, and it should match a particular line. When we have match, it's either it matches this line that says password authentication. Yes, so once we have these two lines, we should match it, and then should it replace it? Yes. And then comma, and then I'll put this one as true. Okay, and then add this. So we'll have another file line for the identity file. Okay, so file line, the same thing as before. Put this one down, then I'll say this one is use a identity file. Okay, put a colon here, and then tab. So I want the path as well to be the same thing for this one. Let me just copy this guy. So we have our line. So our line now would now be identity file. So anytime we see identity file, and then there will be a space, and then home/ssh/config. I think that should be it, and then this one should be it should just be, I think we can just say it should just be anything that starts with, what is that symbol? We use regular expression there, identity file, and then we'll say ensure it is present. Ensure that it is present. So I think that will be all for this. I'm already feeling sleepy. So we git add 100. I hope I don't have any errors. Git commit advance, and then let's push it and see if you are correct. Okay, so we had some errors which I was expecting. Alright, so I think we're almost done. Let me vi 100 again. So file etc ssh config, ensure it is present. What is this? There's a particular coding style to this particular project. I've forgotten the name. I think Puppet Lint. Yeah, Puppet Lint. So let me just remove this extra line. I think it is Puppet Lint 100. I'm not too sure, but if it doesn't work, then we'll check it manually again. You see, it's the Puppet Lint that is giving us issue. So two spaces, soft tags not used on line 5. So I think that's where the errors are coming. Line 5 should be after that ensure. Yeah. So is this saying we should use two spaces? Let's try. Okay, I think that's what it's saying. So two spaces. So let me just, sorry. What's going on? What's going on here? So I'll remove this space. Place, undo, back, replace. Okay, let's check now. What's going on again? It's not properly aligned, so it has to be properly aligned. Yeah, it isn't, so I have to align it properly. So let me just say give it 1 2, and then give this one 2 3. I think 1 2 is okay. Oh, sorry. And then this one is aligned. And then let me align this, and then align this. And then this, and then this. So I think it's aligned except this one. So let me just return it one more. Okay, so I have to make sure it is puppet length standard. Sorry, I want to see the errors I have. Okay, tab character found on line 9. Check add tab. Now 9 to 10 to 18. So let's check that from line 9. That's from here. Still tab here. Okay, so which tab again? Let's try one more time. So it has reduced. So let's see, it's not properly aligned. Morning indentation of this is not properly aligned. It's not properly aligned. Tab found on 16 and 18. So let's try 16 and 18 first. I think it's this ones at the top here. This place looks like a tab. Okay, let's see again. So we have 4 errors now, or five. 5 errors. So indentation of this is not properly aligned. Expect in column 10 but found in column 11 and 19. Okay, 16 to 19. VI 15. So it means it's too much. Let's see. Okay, so we have one error more. Anyway, ensure found online but is not the first attribute on line 19. Okay. Okay, I get you. Let me just delete it and paste it here. So let's try that. Okay, I get you. And let us check again. So it has to be. Hey, my caps lock is on. I'm gonna call it puppet lint and now push it. Let us test it. So we still have that error. So let's check VI 100 puppet lint. So let's see, turn off password authentication, declare identity file, and what else? Identity file, school, SSH config, replace true, password authentication, yes, password authentication, no, SSH config, present config, what else? Declare identity file. Let me see. I'm sure it's not this, except we are told to use declare identity file. Okay. What else? What else could be wrong? Because I can't do my because I can't check my errors, It's going to give me a tough time to kind of debug what's going on. But to me, I feel like everything should work fine. But let me check again if that's not the issue. Um, so the file is etc ssh config. Ensure it is present. I hope I spelled my present well. Yes. File line. Turn off password authentication. Part is etc ssh config. Password authentication. Authentication. Correct. No. Yes. Replace true. File line. Declare identity file. Ensure it is present. It is SSH config. Identity file. Okay, I think I didn't specify the line very well, right? I think I did. It is SSH config. Line identity file. SSH screw. Anytime it says identity file. I think we're correct. I don't know what's going on though. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to check. It's supposed to be correct. It is supposed to be correct. I said these ones are supposed to be capital letter, or maybe they're supposed to be small letter. I'm trying to check. So what's going on? Okay, you know what? Let me check my GitHub to see what I did there. It's supposed to work anyway. github.com/c. So let's check this and let's check this. So let us check OXOB SSH. SSH config puppet. So it's still the same thing. We have our file, SSH is present, then we want to turn off our authentication, make this one correct, and then the line is authentication no. You should match this yes, and you should replace declared identity file just like I did before. And let me just copy and paste this one here. 100, and then let me paste it. And what's the difference? I can't really spot the difference, but if you spot the difference, let me know in the comment section. And let me just delete it bulk. Okay, so we have that there. So it's still the same thing I did before, and I don't know what I did wrong in that other one. So let's test it since this one worked before. 2 3 4 5. So let us check. Which one will we doing? Let's do this one. So let's check. Sometimes it might just not see the error and I'm feeling sleepy. So it passed. So I wonder what was going on. Let's see again. I don't know. If you are still here with me, shout out to you. You guys are really great. So we have our this and we have our file etc ssh, except I didn't add the etc ssh, right? But etc sshd, ensure it is present. Um, File line, turn off password. The path is this. Etc sshd config. Password indication no. It should match yes, and then replace true. Then we'll ensure the file is present, which file, which is etc.ssh, and then whatever we should replace, we should add this line to the identifier of this, and then it should match anytime we see identity file. Anything that start with identifier, you should match that part. Okay, and that's it because we don't know whatever would be after identity file, so we can't genuinely specify the value. So I think that's why we use this, and that's it. All right, see you guys. Thanks for staying tuned, and don't forget to subscribe and like. And sorry for the time. God bless.